never taking whatever you told me. I know what I could be, making the most painful answer. Tell me, is this what you made me? time you bring me close, and you're thickening the ghost of you, bleeding tight as you've undone. I'm done. I'm done.
Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday edition of the iconic Drew and Diamondback Sports Opinion Show, coming to you live from Diamondback's penthouse in his basement. It's a Ferocious Bunny Productions presents the iconic Drew and Diamondback Sports Opinion Show. Tonight, we are going to get into the top 10 sports movies of all time, along with a little bit of other news. So before we get into all that though, Diamondback, how's your week been? How you doing?
Been a busy and a hot one.
Oh yeah? Busy and hot.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, my week's been okay overall, I guess. Anyway, let's get into some news here, get things started. I want to save plenty of time for the top 10 sports movies of all time, along with several honorable mentions. Anyway, phone number 614-996-8389. You can catch us on Twitch at LMS_Diamond, and the coolest Twitch handle in the world, Iconic Drew TV. Then we also have YouTube, Iconic Drew, and LMS.Diamondback. Diamondback will upload those later on. And on top of that, I'm on my Facebook page as well. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get things started tonight. Once again, that's 614-996-8389. So remember when we talked about Wimbledon the other day?
Yes.
During our show on Sunday, and the 15-year-old that beat Serena Williams in the Wimbledon series there. Well, unfortunately, she lost just the other day. That's Corey Coco Goff that I'm talking about. She's 15 years old, a teenager. She beat Venus Williams. She loses to Serena Halep in the run to 16. She lost 6-3, 6-3 to a former number one player in the world. Halep broke Graf served 5 times and took advantage of 29 forced turnovers. So she had a good run, though, beating one of the Williams sisters there and all of that. So that was a good run for her at 15. I'm sure she'll be back.
Yeah.
But that was our Wimbledon update for the night. I kind of threw that at you. We hadn't really talked about that one ahead of time, but figured it would only be for a couple minutes anyway, so we'd be able to do that.
It's a shame that she lost. I mean, being so young.
Would have been awesome.
She's going to win. She's going to be there. She's going to be at number 1 at some time.
See her win the whole thing at 15. That would have been sweet.
That would have been awesome.
15 years old.
And
what was your daughter doing at 15?
Rebelling from me. That's what my daughter was doing at 15.
Well, I wasn't talking about that one. I was talking about the other one. Well, they both were. That's right.
Yeah, they both were rebelling from me at 15.
That's right. Yeah. So, mine. Anyway, we'll get into all that. 614-996-838. And I'm going to mention the number a few times tonight. So, like I said, we're going to get into the top 10 sports movies of all time. So that'll be interesting. And Joe, welcome to the show. Once again, this is, of course, the iconic Drew and Diamondback Sports Opinion Show. Last night, the ESPYs happened. Did you catch any of that, Diamondback?
ESPYs.
ESPYs,
I like how they say that.
Yeah, the ESPYs. So this is the award show because there's no sports going on that night. And, the day after the All-Star game, which we're going to talk about that in a moment, too.
Yep.
But the day after the All-Star game, and they want to pass out some awards for what was accomplished last year. So we're going to go over a few of the awards. We're not going to mention all of them, but we're going to mention most of the awards that happened last night. So for the Major League Baseball Player of the Year, that went to Christian Yelich, outfielder from the Mariners. The Courage Award went to Bill Russell of the Celtics. Then the NBA Player of the Year went to Granis. We're not going to try his last name, of the Bucks, and he wins also the Male Athlete of the Year. So he gets both of those last night. And the WNBA Player of the Year, Brianna Stewart from the Storm. NHL Player of the Year, Alexander Ovechkin from the Capitals. The Breakthrough Athlete, Saquon Barkley with the Giants. Female Athlete of the Year, Alex Morgan in soccer. So we weren't going to mention soccer tonight, but there it is.
Okay.
So Alex Morgan wins that. And then we had the NFL Player of the Year. I'll let you guess. Who do you think won the NFL Player of the Year last year?
Tom Brady.
No?
No, really?
No. Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Chiefs. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Chiefs. He wins that. And then the record-breaking performance goes to Drew Brees from Diamondback's favorite team, the Saints.
Yeah, That's my favorite team.
Big Saints fan, Diamondback
the Aints.
is. The Aints. Listen to you.
The Aints.
Tell you what, the Saints are, we're going to get into an NFL preview show here in about a month.
Football.
No kidding. Well, we still have football going on. So, then the Driver of the Year from NASCAR. Who do you think won that? I'll let you guess at that one. You might get this one.
I'm going to say Kevin Harvick.
No, you would be incorrect again. He's 0 for 2, folks, in case you keep a track. And that was Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch wins the...
Another person I absolutely hate.
Yeah, I know.
Great.
But Kyle Busch wins the Driver of the Year for NASCAR.
The only guy to go 3 wide himself.
Yeah, pretty much. He can take up 3 lanes of the track
by himself.
Yeah, without much effort. So, okay. Then the College Athlete of the Year, Zion Williamson from Duke. The upset, Andy Ruiz Jr., boxer. He beat Joshua. I'm not a big boxing fan, but if this won this category, it must have been a huge upset. Because guess who came in number 2 in the upset category of the year? The Columbus Blue Jackets.
Oh,
of
really?
course. As they beat the Lightning 4-0. We've talked about that several times on this show.
So you have to enjoy that.
Being the big I would have enjoyed it more had they won. And they should have won. The upset to me was that they didn't win. I'm not going to rant here. But that was absolutely ridiculous. The CBJ should have won that. As I said, I'm not a huge boxing fan, and maybe I'm slightly partial towards the Columbus Blue Jackets.
I'll take a line from Jim Carrey.
Yeah, exactly. Slightly partial. But nonetheless, yeah, they did not They didn't win that. So, but they came in second, which is pretty good. Like I said, this must have been a huge upset in boxing for them to beat the Blue Jackets like that. Because the Lightning, remember, they were number 1 overall in NHL last year, and a team that barely made it to the playoffs, the Blue Jackets beat them in 4 games. So that's a huge upset. But that boxing must have been a bigger upset because he won. So, okay. So the team of the year. Who do you think was the team of the year? I'll give you the nominees. Okay, give me the nominees.
Off the
top of my head. I don't even have them written down. I'll just give them off the top of my head. New England Patriots.
Okay.
U.S. Women's Soccer. The St. Louis Blues. And the Virginia Cavaliers in college basketball.
And I won't go with Virginia. I'm not going to go with the soccer. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Patriots.
And he's 0 for 3, folks. He's you're batting 0 for 3 right now.
All right.
You'd be in single A ball at this point.
I can be a pitcher.
Yeah, exactly. You could be a pitcher in the American League.
Yeah.
Right. U.S. Women's Soccer wins that. Comeback of the year. Should I give you one more chance?
Sure.
You're 0 for 3.
Yeah, because I did not watch the ESPYs. I wanted to, but we were busy with something.
So comeback of the year. What team do you think made the best comeback this last year?
The Browns.
No. 0 for 4. St. Louis Blues. St. Louis Blues. Remember, they were in dead last. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. They were in dead last in the National Hockey League in January, right around my birthday. They were dead last in the league, and they came back and won the Stanley Cup. That's a nice comeback. So let's hear it for the Blues. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so let's switch this over to baseball and talk about the home run contest that took place the other night.
Oh, yes.
This was huge.
Somebody brought out the lumber.
Yeah, no kidding. I saw some highlights of this. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was busy on that night, too, and I had to catch the highlights.
In the first round, Jock Peterson had 21 and defeated 21 homers and defeated Alex Bergman, who had 16. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had 29. Chapman had 13. Ronald Acura Jr. of the Braves had 25. Josh Bell of the Pirates had 18. So,
I'd like to go on record and say I win again.
So I was wondering about that. That doesn't count in our bet, I don't think, because that's one-on-one. That's not the whole team. And our bet's the whole team.
Well, one-on-one now actually works to your advantage, too.
Yeah. Well,
it just didn't work this time around.
Right. 25-18. The Braves beat the Pirates in the first round, and Diamondback wants to claim a win for that. Iconic's not giving that. Sorry, no win on that. No win on that. We are at 614-996-8389. Also in the first round of that series, Pete Alonso had 14. Carlos Santana of the Indians had 13. So the Indians lost in the first round as well as the Pirates. And then in the semifinals, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had 40. Jock Peterson had 39. Are you kidding me? 40-39? What the?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, you did say that was second round, correct?
Yeah, it's a semifinal round. 40-39.
Yeah. I watched. I didn't watch it live. I went back and
that's what
watched
I
it. MLB put it on their YouTube page.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking phenomenal watching these two guys. They were just out there having fun. I mean, the guy that hit second, the loser there, he literally did a interview before. He's like, I made a mistake last year. I took it too serious. I'm just going to go out here and have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
And being down right off the bat, 27 homers.
Wow.
The first 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That they get, because they get 4 minutes
mm-hmm.
to hit as many as they can.
Right.
They get one timeout in there.
Right.
Then they get an additional 30 seconds after they rest for whatever the time limit is, and then they whatever that is. He hit 28 in that first round. The Guerrero.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he went out and he hit another 8.
Mm-hmm.
So he ended up getting tied up, and then he hit a single out of 3 pitches because that's the next tiebreaker,
Mm-hmm.
and then they get another 3 pitches,
Yeah.
and he hit 2 out of the park out of those 3
Amazing.
to win it. So yeah,
40
he came out with 41 and
you
or
hit
40.
39 homers and lose. Well,
Yeah.
we got a better number than that coming up here in a minute, though.
Oh yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah.
The other round in the semifinals, Pete Alonso had 20, and your guy Ronald Acura Jr. had 19 of the Braves.
19.
So he loses in the second round. So going into the finals, no representative from any team that we root for or follow on this show.
Nope.
And for those of you who don't know, the Iconic Drew follows 4 baseball teams. I root for the Tigers, Reds, Pirates, and Cubbies, and don't have any problem doing so. And I've been called out on that by many people, telling me to choose one. Not going to happen.
Pick a team.
Pick a team. And Diamondback roots for the Braves. So that's where this bet comes from, is his Braves against one of my 4 teams. And we're tied at 2.
Yeah, because we didn't start it right away, right off the bat.
Yeah, we didn't think of that until the season had started.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, nonetheless, that's what that iconic Drew versus Diamondback bet is all about that we were just talking about a few moments ago there. In the finals, Pete Alonso of the Mets hits 23. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of the Blue Jays hits 22. Now, the interesting stat about this is Alonso had 57 total for the night, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had 91 homers for the night.
Most home runs ever.
And he loses in the final round by 1 home run. See,
that's where I kind of disagree with the way they do it now. I kind of like the way they do it, but I disagree with it because the way it was back in the day, you went against all 8 people.
Yeah.
The top 4 moved on.
Right.
Now they match them up. They rank them from 1 to 8. Number 1 plays number 8, of course.
Right.
Just like any other bracket.
Well, any bracket unless it's hockey. But we've talked about that. Thank you, Killer, for explaining that to us at one time.
Hockey
Even though Diamondback still doesn't understand it, I do.
It's still
Diamondback doesn't get it.
It's still clear as mud.
Yeah, well,
literally.
The part that was clear to me was the Blue Jackets swept Lightning in the first round, 4-0.
Yeah, but that
was clear.
The only thing I didn't understand.
Anyway,
did Tampa Bay win the President's Cup?
Yes.
So technically, they did play the lowest ranked.
Yes, they played the lowest ranked team, but it doesn't always work out.
Doesn't always work that way.
Yeah,
it just worked out that way this time.
Right.
Okay,
but
fair enough.
Explained it
I'll
to
figure it out.
So you're clear as mud on it now.
I'm still clear as mud.
I mean, Killer explained it to you, not Diamondback explained it to you. Diamondback's not explaining anything to you when it comes to hockey.
Let me explain the playoffs for y'all. It sucks.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the way hockey playoffs are set up, but it worked out for at least 1 round for the Jackets this year. So, and who knows moving forward. Anyway, let's get back to baseball. Major League Baseball and the most important game of the year. Not. The American League All-Stars won 4-3 over the National League All-Stars. In this game, the individuals who were hitting for either the American League or National League from the teams we follow or root for on this show, none of them did anything.
Nope.
None of them had a hit. None of them had a base on balls. They did nothing. So the only people who did anything was the pitchers.
They did stand out in the field.
They did. And they didn't get a day off, unlike everybody else.
Right. In
this glorified exhibition game that now, due to the rule change, means nothing.
I'm glad it doesn't mean nothing.
It's just a waste of time.
It really is.
But
they kind of need to liven it up a little bit, The whole thing about the All-Star break that I look forward to is the Home Run Derby.
Right. Well,
and this year it shined out.
The Home Run Derby's awesome.
Yeah.
And
the three things that you really look forward to with any break is the Slam Dunk Contest, the All-Star break, or the Home Run Derby, and
They have a skills competition.
skills
in hockey,
competition in football,
which is
That-
phenomenal.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
So
thank you for.
they do a skills competition in football and hockey. Actually,
Oh, do they?
in both,
I've
yeah.
never seen the hockey one,
Oh,
so I
it
don't know.
is-
But
it's
the
good.
three that stand out
They've
for
got
me is
one
those.
that's like the fastest shot. Like those guys who have up there and hit the puck at 100 miles per hour. It's like unbelievable. So,
And there's somebody that stands in front of the net. Sometimes it's a walrus.
yeah, sometimes it's a walrus. That's a great commercial. Geico ever wants to sponsor this show, they're more than welcome because I tell you, they come up with some
great commercials.
No nappy time. No nappy time.
No nappy time.
But we did have some pitchers that did some things in this game, so we'll mention them real fast and move on. Indians, Shane Bieber pitched for 1 inning, 0 base on balls, 3 strikeouts. He was actually named the MVP of the game. And of
With
course,
a
they're going to
stat
pick
like
somebody
that,
from Indians.
he deserves it.
Of course, they're going to
Because
pick somebody.
he got
from
the
Indians.
save out of that, too.
Yeah, he did. And then the other pitchers who did anything in this game, that the teams we follow, the Indians, Brad Hand pitched for an inning, 2 base on balls and 1 strikeout. Sean Green from the Tigers, soon to be from the Dodgers, had 1 inning pitch, 0 base on balls and 0 strikeouts. The Reds, Luis Costello had 1 inning pitched, 0 base on balls and 2 strikeouts. And then the Braves, Mike Sirocco, also pitched for an inning, but he also had 0 base on balls and 0 strikeouts. So they usually only pitch 1 inning in the All-Star game. That's pretty much standard.
I mean, they don't want to really tire themselves out. I mean,
that's pretty much
any
standard.
any coach isn't going to want to have their All-Star. Oh, wait, this is normally your time to rest, and you're going to play a game, as you put it, doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah. It's still bragging rights. I get that. And this year, the American League has the bragging rights over the National
This
League.
is 8 years straight. This is why
Really,
I don't
8
like
years
that.
straight.
8 years straight.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I knew it had been a couple, at least 8 years.
8 years.
And the American League is
This-
just the dominant league.
That's why they changed it a few years. What was it? 3 years ago. They changed it to where the game. It's not. It's because the American League was just walking away with it.
Wow.
I mean,
Well-
they got a lot more better players in there. They really
and
do.
They've got more, because of the DH rule,
Right.
you've got more lumber. You've got more guys that can hit.
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, because you're going to pick up people that for that 5th or 4th batting spot.
Mhm.
You know, they're going to drive runs in.
Right, exactly. So, well, Diamondback, why don't we go ahead and take a break? We are once again at 614-996-8389. We can play a Todd commercial at this point. Both of us went and saw Todd over the last 2 days. I went yesterday. You went today. Neither one of us looking shaggy anymore. Neither one of us being asked to sleep on the couch, which is a good thing. So, not looking shaggy anymore. This is, again, the iconic Drew and Diamondback Sports Opinion Show. When we come back, we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about the top 10 sports movies of all time, along with some honorable mentions. You got any you want to add to the list or comment on, or give us a call on that at 614-996-8389. We'll welcome that, and we'll be right back with that.
Get a haircut and get a real job.
Are you getting shaggy? When you go home to visit your mom, does she say, "Who is the new girl?" Well, this is the iconic Drew, and every time I need a haircut, I go see Todd at Todd's Barbershop. There are always sports on the TVs, and everyone gives their opinion on sports. Sometimes even topics from the iconic Drew and cast of characters sports opinion show. Todd has been cutting hair for over 18 years, and he's very personable. He will give his opinion on sports and anything else we're discussing. If you want to get a great haircut at an old-fashioned barbershop, go see Todd the Barber at Todd's Barbershop, located at 3867 Latimer Street, Hilliard, Ohio, in the heart of downtown Hilliard, near Columbus, Ohio. Hours are Tuesday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., Wednesday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., Thursday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and then on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Closed on Sunday and Monday because Todd is a family man. So if you need a haircut, do what the iconic Drew would do. Go see Todd at Todd's Barbershop.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the iconic Drew and Diamondback Sports Opinion Show. Once again, we're at 614-996-8389. You can catch us on Twitch at LMS_Diamond and Iconic Drew TV, along with YouTube at Iconic Drew and LMS.Diamondback. So, Diamondback, we've been talking about this for a while. Of course, we've been friends for over 20 years, and we've debated this topic before, just for fun in the past.
Yeah.
But of course, the topic being the top 10 sports movies of all time. Tough to come up with only 10.
It really is.
I have 23 on my list. So what we're going to do in Diamondback's Justice right before we went on the air, and I think it's his first great idea ever. So we're going to go with that. Yeah, that got the look. It's okay. She's got the look. Anyway, we're going to talk about the top 10 sports movies of all time. And what we're going to do is we're going to go from 10 to number 2, 10 through number 2 on both our lists, like David Letterman countdown.
Yep.
Also, if I mention a movie that he had in his honorable mention, or he mentions a movie I have in my honorable mention, we're going to just cross that off and move on from that movie.
Yep. We're just going to mention that it is in our honorable mentions, and that's pretty much it. We'll just either talk about the movie or what. Exactly.
We're going to talk about each of these movies as we go, just for fun. Because all of these movies are awesome. Right. And I know there's a lot of movies in my honorable mention that I did not include in my top 10 that a lot of people would be like, huh? Well, but let's go ahead and get things started. We'll start with you, Diamondback. Give us your number 10.
I'm going with 10 Cup.
10 Cup.
Yes. Absolutely love this film. It's just one of the guy that played Crockett. He actually played a very arch nemesis in this that just was over the top.
Yeah.
And just absolutely love this film. I mean, it's there's no really truth to this because when I get into my top 5, you're going to notice that all my top 5 are real base stories.
Yeah.
But this one here just nudged everybody else out.
Well, 10 Cup did not even make my 23.
Really?
I knew of the movie. I liked the movie.
Great golf movie.
Not enough to. It was golf. So sorry, Todd. Just didn't make my list.
Yeah, it nudged Caddyshack out of that spot. Actually.
So, yeah. Well, we might be talking about that movie later. So, number 10 for the iconic Drew, The Waterboy.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about that one. Oh, excellent film. Excellent film.
I mean, you're not going to be playing that foosball. There's somebody's going to play that foosball. And then with the Henry Winkler character and, just with Adam Sandler. I'm just a huge Adam Sandler fan. He's just too funny in this movie.
He went over the top with this one. I mean, I do have to agree with you. I wish I kind of thought of that one.
Yeah. Number 10 for me was The Waterboy. Just one of my all-time favorite movies, whether it's sports or not. In fact, it is football. Just made it that much better for me as far as that goes. Okay, so number 9 for the iconic Drew. It's a hockey movie. It's one I try to watch every year before hockey gets started back up. Slapshots.
Slapshots in my honorable mention.
There
it
you
is
go.
in my honorable mentions. I thought you would do that.
Yeah.
The whole meaning behind that. Just the enforcers. The two guys.
The Syracuse
three
Chiefs.
guys. There was 3 guys that was like known as the enforcers on always getting in fights.
And that one scene when the guy is skating up the ice and he just takes his hockey stick to the opposing team and hits each one of them as he's going by. It's just classically funny. I still roll every time I watch this movie.
Yeah.
It's just funny. It
Slapshot
stands
is
a test of time.
Great hockey film.
It's a great hockey movie. There's only one hockey movie better than this, and it didn't make my top 10, but it might have made yours. We'll see. What is your number 9?
My number
Mr.
9
Diamondback?
is another Kevin Costner.
Okay.
Bull Durham.
Bull Durham. Okay.
Yeah, baseball film. Excellent flick. Once again, just...
Well, not to give too much
off
away
the
here,
hook.
but I maybe mention Bull Durham here in just a little bit.
All right.
Bull Durham is an awesome movie. When she goes, baseball players showed up, but it was the wrong one because the young guy came over instead. She was waiting for Kevin to show up, Kevin Costner's character.
Right.
And just that whole movie is just so funny and so, and of course, that team now is a AAA affiliate.
AAA affiliate. At the time that the movie was made, they were a rookie league team for the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, okay. Did not realize that.
Yeah.
At the time, they were
They
owned
were
by
a
the
rookie
Braves.
league.
A rookie league team.
Yeah,
so that's below single A,
a
obviously.
single A.
Yeah.
So because each team has rookie, single, double, triple A affiliates.
Right. Exactly. So, okay. So I think we're back to me now, right? Or are we at you?
No,
Where are you?
Number 8 would be
for
mine.
you. Huh?
Number 8 would be mine.
Yep. The rate is yours.
I am going with the rookie.
Oh. Wow.
Yes. Trying to think of the actor's name, but it was another storyline that's true. Pitched for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Wasn't it Tom Selleck that was in that movie? If it was, that's my guy, Tom Selleck. Big Tom Selleck fan. I'm not as big a Tom Selleck fan as my mom, but nonetheless, I'm a big Tom Selleck fan.
Oh, no. Wrong, The Rookie. There's a TV show out there called The Rookie now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Which I watch. Dennis Quaid.
Okay.
Dennis Quaid.
Gotcha.
This is about a high school teacher. He had a dream at one time to coach, had an accident. After the accident, he didn't realize that he still had it. He was pitching to his guys. They couldn't hit his fastball, and they got him. They said, if we would win the season, the whole thing, will you go try out? And he says, yeah, if you guys start trying, I will go try out. And they win the whole kit and caboodle, and the guy has to go out and try out. And he went and actually threw in front of a radar gun that was on the side of the road. They showed this in there. And he threw the ball, and it said 69 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And he threw it as hard as he could.
Yeah.
And it just like deflated him. And he's like, I made a promise to these guys I would do it. And it just kind of deflated him. He walks away. And then it flickers, and he threw it 99 mile an hour past this sucker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I have to admit, this is one of those movies I've heard of, but have actually not seen.
This is one that
so
I
you
would
highly
always
recommend this, obviously. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have not seen this movie, and
it's
as
based
a sports
off
fan,
a true story.
As a sports fan, I probably should see this movie.
Yeah, it's based off a true story.
Okay. So my number 8. Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights, yes. Didn't make my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I thought about
this
it,
movie
but
is so
did not
funny.
make it there. Good movie.
I lose it every time I see this movie. And when they sit down to pray and they're like, baby Jesus, help us to win this race this week. Baby Jesus. And it's just so funny. And that French snob that comes over to race in NASCAR and all that stuff. And just the way that he gets out of the car and starts running all over the place. And Will Ferrell is another one of my favorite actors. He's just way too funny.
He doesn't take anything too serious.
Right.
And he can throw things out there.
Yeah, he's just funny as heck. I'm a huge Will Ferrell fan. That guy cracks me up. Once again, folks, we're at 614-996-8389 if you want to call in and interact with us on the top 10 movies that we're going through here. But I'm next with number 5. And number 5, is that right? I'm sorry, number 7.
Number 7, yes.
Anita mentioned this one earlier in her list here. And as I mentioned, this one made my list. Number 7, A League of Their Own.
League of Their Own, yes.
That
made my honorable mentions.
That movie is way too funny. And the actresses in this movie, and
There's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball. It's like the one quote that everybody knows.
Everybody knows it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no crying in baseball. It's one of those iconic, if you will, sports quotes that everybody knows from movies.
I really like the bottom of the 7th where you scratched your balls for an hour.
Exactly.
There's another quote that not a lot of people will do out of it.
Yeah, that one's not as well known as there's no crying in baseball.
Baseball, yes.
So, but yeah, it's just a great movie from the beginning to the end. And
that's also based off of a true...
Yes, it's also based off a true story.
Yep.
Absolutely. So
So
during
all those, anything that really based off a true story is going to be in some, into
At least
top
mentioned.
10s, top 20.
yeah, at least mentioned if nothing else.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that movie cracks me up from the beginning to the end. And again, another one of those sports movies that I can sit and watch over and over again and enjoy. So wasn't it like during World War II?
World War II, because there's a part out there where Madonna,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't think of the other two
It's too
actors.
funny that Madonna's in this movie.
They throw it. Yeah,
Madonna
Madonna's in this movie, and you really don't recognize her.
Right,
It's
right.
kind of
not
like
at
Lady
first.
Gaga's recent film, where she's a
Right.
singer found. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but you don't really recognize her.
Stars Born.
Yeah,
Is that the
Stars
one you're
Born.
thinking
Yeah.
of? Yeah, yeah. Which I've not seen.
Excellent
Yet
flick.
either. I haven't seen it yet either. But yeah, that movie right there, A League of Their Own, and some of the actresses that are in that, Rosie O'Donnell, I believe, is in
Yeah,
this.
Rosie O'Donnell. That was
the girl who played.
yeah. They all throw pitches at Mussolini, Hitler, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Japan's emperor.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, it's just a funny movie throughout, and one that I really enjoyed. What is your number?
My number 7
7.
was Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. Okay.
This one really close to climbing my list, but
Mhm.
there, yeah.
Again, not to be a spoiler alert here, but that one is coming up for me as well.
Okay.
And that is a great movie. We'll talk about it again here in a
Yeah,
moment when I mention it. But it's a great movie. I lived in Indiana for a while. I went to, those who don't know, Hoosiers, of course, Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah,
And
but it's
if you
a
are-
high school football team,
Right,
or
if you're-
basketball team, excuse
team.
me,
But if
because
you're from Indiana, you're called a Hoosier.
Yep.
And like I've told a lot of people, I was born in Indiana. So I'm a Hoosier by birth, but a Buckeye by the grace of God. But nonetheless, when I was in Indiana, when I went to college in Indiana, we went to a high school basketball game, and it was packed. It was like going to a high school football game here. So, and hello, Kara. So it's like going to a high school football game here, especially a championship game or a playoff game. You know how we've had games at Crew Stadium or at Ohio Stadium because the crowds are so big for high school football. It's like that in Indiana with basketball.
Yep.
It's huge. That sport is, and that again based on a true story. You tend to like those movies.
yeah, they Hollywooded it up a lot, but
Well, of
yeah,
course.
still,
Yeah, it's a good movie.
yeah, that one's got to be about the most Hollywood hooded up, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they all do them all that way, but
Right. Right. Yeah, it's definitely a good movie as far as that goes. And here's one you may not have thought of, Diamondback.
hold on, is it number 6?
My number 6.
No, I do my number 6 first. I do the even numbers first.
Yeah, you're right. We're number 6. It's right. Was it your number 7, Hoosiers?
Yeah, my number 7 was Hoosiers.
Okay, your number 6 is first. Go ahead, sir.
The Natural.
Okay.
Great baseball
Another
film once
Based
again.
on true story, I believe.
No,
No, it's not. Okay.
I thought it was, but the last time I watched this film, I actually looked it up, and
Isn't
this
this
is
Robert Redford?
Redford, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just another one of those. He has a freak accident, goes and plays minor league ball, does other stuff, comes back in, and just belts the ball out of the park like left and right.
Right.
Excellent flick.
Yeah, I've got to say I knew of this film, but it's not one that I wrote down.
Okay.
I knew of it, but I didn't write it down. Again, not a big baseball fan, so I don't watch a lot of baseball movies. Although that one I've seen. Unlike The Rookie, I've not seen that one yet.
Yeah,
But I've
you're
seen
gonna
The
you're gonna
Natural.
notice a lot of mine is about baseball or
Yeah, yeah. So, but it was. I mean, I'm sure it was. It is a good movie and worth seeing for sure, at least once, if not more than that. So, now here is a movie that you may not have heard of.
okay.
And you might have, but it's a football movie, of course. And that's going to be number 6, Necessary Roughness.
I've heard of this. Matter of fact, I have watched this. I could not think of the name. This is the one with Paul. Shoot.
Paul, you might want to go with Scott. Scott Bakula?
Scott. Well, yeah, Scott's in it, but
Yeah.
Paul Walker is also. in it.
Yes, he is. Paul Walker's in
Yeah.
this movie too. That's right.
Paul Walker's
That's
in it.
right.
Excellent flick.
Yeah, and funny.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievably funny, and just amazing how this movie's about, a team that goes on suspension, which happens in college football. They go on suspension, they lose all their scholarship players, and they have to come back.
Are you sure you're talking about the same film?
I believe so. No, you know what? That's a different movie.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Diamondback.
Because this is a high school football team that I'm talking
High
about.
school football team. Necessary roughness? No, this is a college football team.
Okay. Give me a second.
Let's
Or go
pull
ahead
it up
and
here.
talk. But
Yeah, go ahead and pull that up, guys. I'm thinking, know.
maybe I've got the wrong one in my phone.
Yeah, I think you do. But anyway, yeah.
Necessary roughness. Right?
Necessary roughness, right. So while you're doing that, we've already mentioned this movie. My number 4, Hoosiers. So I've got them a little higher than you, as far as that goes. I think you had Hoosiers at number 7. But part of that's from living in Indiana and living this and seeing how this was. It's real. They're basketball. Man, they take basketball
They're a basketball
serious.
state.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Period.
Yep.
That's why the football team don't really care being the doormat of the Big Ten.
Right.
But they care about their basketball.
Right.
And yes, I am the one that's thinking of the wrong film.
Oh, okay. Good. I was starting to question myself.
I've got to look up the Paul Walker film that I was thinking about. I could not remember it.
Yeah, Paul Walker's not in that movie. But the movie I'm thinking of, Necessary Roughness, is exactly what I had said then.
Yep.
It is based on a college where they're under suspension. They've lost all their scholarship players, and Scott, Mr. Bakula's character, walks on to the football team as a 30-something student at the college, who had gone back to college at that age and goes on the team to play. And he's our star quarterback as the season unfolds.
Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues is the one you're thinking of, which is another great movie. Not on my top 10,
Yeah,
but
that's what I was thinking.
Varsity Blues is in my my
Honorable mentions.
list.
Yeah, it's so basically it would have been in mine as well. It's just I could not think of the film at the time.
Right. Varsity Blues is a great movie. Fantastic movie. The way it was put together.
Hit the mascot.
But yeah, hit the mascot. Just hit the mascot. Be great. Okay, so what is your number 4 there, Diamondback? Mine
I think
is,
you
of
want my
course,
number 5.
Hoosiers. And
Could
you're
you-
right, number 5.
And number 5, Blindside.
Oh yeah, good movie.
Good flick. Based off of true. From all mine, from 5 on up, is all based off true.
Mm-hmm.
So this one here, kid comes out of I'm trying to think what state they grew up in. I think it was Mississippi. Ended up
Yes.
going to Mississippi State.
Yes.
Got the NCAA involved with this because it did. It opened Pandora's box. Players that can be big, big,
Mm-hmm.
could have gotten them to be adopted by a wealthy benefactor
Right.
to get them to play for the college they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So this was going to open up a big door, and they wanted to make sure that they was going to close this avenue.
Right. This movie makes my honorable mention. It is a fantastic film.
Yeah.
I can certainly understand why you would have it at number 4. It's a
Number
great
5.
Yeah, you're right. Number 5, because you're going to need your number 4 next.
Yep.
At number 5. Certainly understand why you have it there. I don't know if you read the book on this movie or not as well, but I did read the book.
I did not.
And it explains a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you don't see in the movie.
Okay.
And of course, this guy goes on to be drafted by the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
Plays in the NFL. But the first couple chapters of this book describe why the left side of the offensive line is so important in football, because you have to protect the blind side of the quarterback.
Because the
Because
majority of the
most
quarterbacks
quarterbacks
are right-handed,
Right-handed.
and their left side is the one that's blind.
So they can't see what's coming from their left side.
Yeah.
They need to be protected from that side, even more so because they can see the right side of the line coming at them.
And in the movie, I don't know if in the book they describe it, but because of LT,
Yes.
he's the whole reason that position became so
important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he hit quarterbacks from their blind side.
Right. And so that is very important. They got to protect that blind side. And this guy was one of the best in the league. I think he's retired now. Of the league.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, but this kid that they got to play him, dude, he had those big ass hips, which is what you need because you got to step around this guy. Or no, whoever is guarding the quarterback, you're having to step all the way around. And if they sidestep one way or the other, you're making even a longer trip.
Right.
You're finding a dead end of 270 here in Columbus is probably easier.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so what is your number 4?
Number 61.
Oh,
the movie 61. Baseball. Well, of course, I told you, baseball is going to be the heart and soul of mine.
He's too heavy on baseball. Thought I got you out of that. Anyway, that's a great movie.
Excellent.
Great movie. On my honorable mention. Actually, it's not. I won't lie.
I mean, the chase for...
it didn't make mine.
It was the chase for Babe Ruth by two other former Yankees.
Yeah.
Well, current Yankees in the movie, but Roger Maris, and I can't think of the other guy that was going for it right off the top of my head, but the picture they painted actually makes me think about these players today. Could Babe Ruth played then? Maybe, but Babe Ruth definitely could not play now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he would suck today.
Well, yeah.
No disrespect to him, because he's the one that made baseball. I mean, baseball was built by Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Okay. So, yeah, that's a good movie. No, I did not think of it, but it's a good movie. I've seen it once or twice and enjoyed it. But my number 4, you had me at hello. Jerry Maguire is number 4.
Did not make my list at all.
A football movie, not based on a true story, but it's just a.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. Show me the money, and you had me at hello. I just think it's a really awesome film, and the best part about this movie is they started tying it together. This is the kind of movie that you can take a date to.
Yes.
This is the kind of movie you can take your girl to. Because there's things for her too. There's a love story.
It's a love.
Not that girls don't like football. I'm not saying that, but stereotype-wise, there's a love story. So you've got that to sell them on.
And there's a not so subtle love story within it because it's talking about the wide receiver, played by help me out. I can't think of the character that he only represents.
Yeah,
but.
For the Cardinals in the movie.
Yeah, it was Cardinals, but he was a wide receiver, and showing the love that that his wife had for him, was phenomenal.
Right.
Because when he got hit at the end, she's like really in tears, beating up her brother because he's like bad mouthing him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is your meal ticket. What are you doing? And all that kind of stuff happens during that scene.
He's the one that's keeping us fed.
Right, exactly. So, but I mean, talk about classic lines in movies. That's kind of where my top 10 went in a way was what's the classic lines. Yeah. And in this movie, well, I mean, besides Hoosiers, but in this movie, show me the money, and you had me at hello.
Yeah,
and when she goes, shut up, you had me at hello. It's just like, I don't think there was a dry eye in the place among the, our female friends. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was great. What a great movie. So, number 3 for me, another football movie, loosely based on a true story. The book was better, the movie was good, and the TV series was pretty awesome too. Friday Night Lights.
Never seen it.
Friday Night Lights. Really,
I've heard of it.
I highly recommend it. I recommend the movie. I recommend you watching all of the TV show and even reading the book. It is awesome. Friday Night Lights, the whole series.
Is this the one with Al Pacino?
No.
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 Oh, that's Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, that's Any Given Sunday, which is in my. Now that we've talked about that movie for a split second, I did write that one down. But yeah, this movie was based on a town in Texas named Odessa that has a football team that is typical small Texas town, and the entire town shuts down to watch this team play. The whole town shuts down.
Yeah. Varsity Blues is the same way.
Yeah, Varsity Blues is basically the same thing as far as that part goes. But this movie, the town shuts down. When they go to a away game, you'll see 20 cars behind the bus going down the road to the city that they're going to play. And it just the way this whole movie unfolds. But yeah, I would highly recommend it. Spent a lot of good football action in it, and looks live. Looks like live football action the way they filmed it, the way it's set up. And the TV show is similar. TV show gets a little more drama filled and relationship filled, and all that kind of stuff. But still good. And what ends up happening to the coach at the end of the TV show? Wow, amazing! It's a great franchise. So Friday Night Lights is my number 3. What do you got at 3?
Another number, 42.
42.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, we got a call. Wow. See if we can do this tonight.
Hello, caller. Where are you calling from?
Hello, caller.
Hello, caller.
All right. Caller, call us back at 614-996-8389. We didn't get you there. Sorry about that. What do you got at number 3, Diamondback?
42.
That's right. We already said that.
Yeah, I already said 42. Yeah. Classic film.
Yeah.
Just another true story, of course.
Right.
Another baseball film.
Yeah, man. You and your baseball films tonight.
You thought you got me away from baseball completely. No.
Yeah. Well, it's a good movie. I didn't write it down, but I knew of this movie, and I've seen it.
Yeah.
This is the story of Ty Cobb?
first black baseball player.
Gotcha.
And his name escaped me. It's just now I feel like a complete idiot right now.
Well, you know.
Well, you know what? I don't need to hear from you. Oh my goodness.
So while you're looking that up, what's your number 2 there, Diamondback?
Well, aren't you going to give me your number 3? Or did
I
you already
did.
give me
Friday Night Lights?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Number 2 is another number for Diamondback.
No, it's not another number.
A baseball movie.
Jackie Robinson. God,
Jackie
why
Robinson,
did his name leave me?
Okay, Jackie
like
Robinson.
an idiot. But yeah,
it's a good movie.
Good movie. It's one that you have to watch because it really puts in perspective what he went through and how big of a man he was to just put up with everything he had to do.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really the break the African American needed, and he was the great ambassador to do this.
Yeah.
So you just cannot.
And I don't want this to sound racist because anybody knows me knows I'm not. But thank God that he put up with it and broke through. Because think of all the great athletes we've had over the years because of Jackie Robinson.
Right, but because if he would not have been a bigger person than all the slander that was coming down at him, we would not have trusted another for a long time.
Right. It would have taken a long time for it to break through.
So by him doing that, and he broke all the Brooklyn Dodgers at that time, to get them on his side.
Yeah.
Because he got ready to get into a fight with another team, and they stepped in.
Yeah.
And that's just phenomenal how he broke that. He's like, wait, he's put up with it. We can say that to him, but you guys can't.
Yeah, exactly. We're teammates.
You know,
so
and it really shows that. And that's what I liked about that film.
So what do you got at number 2?
Number 2, baseball. This is Cobb.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about this movie.
Yes.
Totally forgot about this movie. Did not write it down. Love this movie as a Tiger fan. I mean,
Yes.
and this guy, of course, played for the Tigers, and yeah, it was a great movie. I love the part. Is this the? And hopefully, this is the movie I'm thinking of. Is this the movie where he was like at some kind of honor banquet, and he kept seeing scenes that weren't really up there, flashing back?
Yes.
Okay.
He kind of
Like,
flips
'cause
out in the movie.
He got accused of a lot of stuff off the field that was not necessarily good. He was accused of wife beating and some other things.
Oh, yeah, he was an asshole.
Yeah, pretty
He
much.
was a complete asshole.
That pretty much sums him up. Yeah, even though he played for my favorite team, yeah, he was a total ass for sure.
Out of another movie, they actually mention it. I'm not mentioning it yet, but they actually, well, we thought about inviting Cobb, but we didn't. None of us liked him when he was alive, anyways. You
Right.
know.
Right. Exactly.
And you know what film I'm talking about there?
So my number 2, you've already mentioned it. I've got it way ahead of yours. Bull Durham. I love this movie. So close to being number 1, but when we get to my number 1, I think we actually agree on number 1.
We probably will.
When we get to number 1, though, yeah, amazing. But that Bull Durham was just an awesome film. Really, really fun to watch. And hello, Bill. So, do we want to take a break before we do our Rumble mentions and our number 1s?
We can. We'll do another Todd commercial.
Yeah, throw another Todd commercial at us over
Since
there.
we both seen
Yours.
Todd this week.
Number 614-996-8389.
Get a haircut and get a real job.
Has your better half ever told you look like a bad chia pet? Does she make you sleep on the couch? Does she confuse you with the dog? Then maybe it's time for a haircut. Hi, I'm the Diamondback, and when this happens to me, I go see Todd the barber at Todd's Barber Shop. Todd always has sports on TV and great sports topics being discussed between Todd and the other patrons. Todd's been cutting hair for over 18 years and very personable. He will give you his opinion about sports and other topics of discussion, always guaranteed to make you laugh. Todd is located at 3867 Latimer Street, Hilliard, Ohio, in the heart of downtown Hilliard. His hours of operation are Tuesday 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., Wednesday 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., Thursday 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., Friday 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Saturday 7 a.m. to 1. Closed on Sunday and Monday, so when you need a haircut, follow the Diamondback's advice and go see Todd at Todd's Barber Shop.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the iconic Drew and Diamondback Sports Opinion Show. And tonight, we're having fun. We're talking about the top 10 sports movies of all time. We've gone 10 through 2 of our favorite sports movies and gotten rid of a few of our honorable mentions as far as that goes. That was a great idea, Diamondback. I'll give you credit when credit's due. Maybe the best and only idea I've ever come up with. It was awesome. Once again, we're at 614-996-8389.
You remember those hand signals, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that one. Twitch, LMS_Diamond, Iconic Drew TV, YouTube, Iconic Drew, and LMS.Diamondback. Now, Diamondback, since I'm the Iconic Drew, I'm going to go ahead and name an honorable mention that has not come up yet.
All right.
And we can see if it was on your list or if you even think it's a sports movie. He plays golf. Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yes, I would
love
consider
this
it.
movie.
I would consider it. It did not make my sports movies.
Okay.
It really didn't.
It's unfortunate.
This is a good film to go watch if you're just looking for a laugh.
Oh,
but
it's so funny.
Yeah.
When
Bob Barker.
Oh, yeah. Yes. When Bob Barker says, and let me do this, it's my movie. When Bob Barker says, wrong answer, bitch, I lose it every time. I'm like, that is too funny.
I mean,
So
because
wrong
nobody
answer.
was expecting it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Because it's
Bob Barker.
You're Bob Barker.
Bob Barker. Your Price is Right.
Yeah.
And
Bob Barker. Yeah. So, okay, what's an honorable mention for you that we haven't brought up yet?
Ohio State quarterback. The Replacements. Keanu Reeves plays two former Ohio State quarterbacks in two different movies.
Uh-huh.
Replacement's one of them.
Okay. Yes.
Because they were making fun of him the whole entire time in the Sugar Bowl. Because he lost in the Sugar Bowl.
Nice. Good pickup right there.
Yes.
Yes. Good mention. I'm surprised you didn't bring up this one. Baseball movie.
Yes.
Field of Dreams.
Yes, that was the next one I was about to mention.
Okay, there you go.
It's the second in that bunch. I did mention it because in there he's like, we would have invited Ty Cobb, but none of us liked him when he was alive in the first place.
Right, and that line is from Field of Dreams. That's absolutely correct. So, and Bill mentions Newt Rockney. Now, there's a movie I hadn't thought of.
What is it?
Newt Rockney.
Okay, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I'm surprised Bill would bring that up. He's a big Buckeye fan. But anyway, Newt Rockney's mentioned, and that's a good movie. So I said Field of Dreams. What you got next?
But you do remember the second film. This is not a sports film, but you do remember the second film Keanu Reeves played a former Ohio State quarterback. No. Point Break.
Oh, that's
I guess it could be considered because he's surfing.
Right.
He's an FBI agent that has to break a surfing sting.
Okay.
So, anyways, that's that. My second one that I'm going to mention is Remember the Titans.
Yes, that's on my list. Good movie.
Excellent flick.
Yep.
It really was climbing my list as I was trying to do this because I'm like going, I have to mention this. That's why I was like, no, there's no way I can just get away with mentioning one honorable mention.
Yeah, exactly. So then, next for me, Rocky. The entire series.
The whole series. Except 5.
Except for 5.
I cannot handle
5 for you.
I cannot handle 5. That was kind of one that I think Sylvester Stallone should not have written.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that came after Rocky Balboa, that was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And all these Creed movies that's in there too.
Yeah, and
I consider those in the Rocky
I count
films.
that in the Rocky
I didn't know
series.
if you did or not, but yeah, I have that Rocky films literally on my list.
Rocky films. It would be hard for me. The main reason didn't make the top 10 is because it was hard to just pick one to put in there. Also, I'm not a huge boxing fan, so I like the Rocky films, but not being a boxing fan, it was kind of hard for me to include them.
And now that you mention that, Ali.
Yeah.
The one with Will Smith. I did not put that down there, but that's a damn good film too.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what do you got next?
Okay, I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to go because I know this is going to come up on your list here later on.
Why would you skip it then? Go ahead.
No, I'm skipping it. I'm going to go with Caddyshack.
Well, that's on my list.
Well, I'm saving the other one because somebody else helped you out with the other one.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Caddyshack it's a great movie, and as far as I'm concerned, it's a sports movie.
It's a sports.
It's mostly based on golf.
The first one, the second one was all right. Don't get me wrong.
The second one sucked.
Yeah.
Raging Bull, good pickup there.
Raging Bull, yes.
That one. Yeah, I
nice.
Like that
I
one.
forgot all about that one.
Raging Bull is a good movie for sure. So by no means is this an inclusive list of sports movies that we're doing tonight.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a bunch that we forgot.
Oh yeah, there is, and Killer mentions one here on my Twitch channel here, and chimes in with, and it's on my honorable mentions as well. Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder, great movie.
Excellent flick.
Yep. And Ted Knights that I mentioned on my list is pretty much the comedian version of that movie.
Of that movie, yep.
So, next.
Help me, Tom Cruise!
Next movie, and this is another date movie, White Men Can't Jump.
It did
Woody
not.
Harrelson.
I took this one off. I had it on there, but I took it off.
Woody Harrelson. So funny in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he proved White Men Can't Jump for real. Which
he made the what? He made the one slam towards the end, at the end of the movie, or something like that.
Exactly. Wesley Snipes, I believe.
Wesley Snipes, yes.
The other person in this movie, and then I can't remember the name of his girlfriend, Woody Harrelson's girlfriend, in this movie. But it was another love story with basketball instead of with football, like Jerry Maguire. Okay, what do you got next?
It's been made twice.
Yes.
Longest Yard.
Longest Yard. Yes, and both versions are good.
Both versions are good. And Burt Reynolds in both. The late Burt Reynolds is in both.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Now, and I enjoyed both of those. Here's a movie that I really wanted to put in my top 10. In fact, the next two that I'm going to mention, I really wanted to put in my top 10, but just couldn't find a spot for them. But this first one, Moneyball. That is such a good movie.
It's a great movie. I once
about
again, it
baseball.
was another one that I took off.
Mm-hmm.
It was another one I took off. I didn't. I'm like going, okay, this list is way too long.
Yeah. Well, my list is very long, but yeah, I've had some time this week to work on this. That's beside the point. Moneyball is just a good movie.
Yep.
And it's basically about the Oakland A's and their front office figuring out how to save money and how to cut contracts or whatever and still have a competitive team on the field. And a lot of teams have actually put this into play throughout. Although when you start looking at the contracts, you don't really think they have. But nonetheless, Moneyball is actually something a lot of teams have used through the years. You're up next.
Ready for this one?
Oh, yeah.
I've already used the guy twice, and I'm going to go down it again. Kevin Costner in Draft Day.
Draft Day is a great movie.
Excellent
Great movie.
flick. Yeah, I mean,
I forgot to write it down. Draft Day is a good movie. Yes, very good movie. Enjoyed that. This was, and then I'm surprised I didn't write this one down because this is actually with the NFL and them preparing for their draft. Right? I am thinking of the right movie.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it's the Cleveland Browns. It's talking about that.
Yes.
Killer's saying Moneyball should have been in the top 10.
Yeah, it should have been.
It should have been.
It should have been. So was the movie I'm about to name.
He says the Red Sox won with Moneyball.
Moneyball. I thought it was the Oakland A's, but okay.
No.
Oh, the Red Sox won in real life.
I think that's what he's trying to say. Yeah.
In real life with Moneyball.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now this next movie, as an American, I definitely should have written this down in my top 10. But again, I couldn't squeeze it in because mostly I was doing comedies, and that kind of pushed out some more serious movies. You went the more serious route.
Yes.
I went the more comedian route, which is fine for both of us. Miracle,
yes.
Oh my goodness, what a great movie!
Good flick. Good flick.
The USA. It's based on a true story. USA winning in hockey.
In hockey, yes.
And beating Russia. And most people don't remember that didn't win them the gold. They had won the game after that.
Yeah.
So against was it Germany? I don't remember.
I don't remember it either.
But what a great movie, Miracle. Highly recommended. Okay.
Oh, the Red Sox spent a lot of money, but used the same concept.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
what you got next, Diamondback?
We Are Marshall.
Yes, that's on my list.
Yeah, I mean, it's very sad and tragic, but it's very great how that community bonded. Mm-hmm. So it's a great story overall.
Oh yeah, it's a great story, a great movie,
great actors in there,
and again, highly recommended.
Yes.
Especially if you love football, it's just a great movie overall. Here's a baseball film for you. Major League.
Major League's on my list. Yes.
2. I'm gonna give the whole series. I like them both equally. I thought they were both funny.
Charlie Sheen in both of this. Wesley Snipes was replaced in this one.
Yeah.
Because he was in the first one.
Right.
And Tom Berenger is the pitcher or the catcher for the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah.
And the first one they made it to the playoffs, and this actually put Cleveland back on the map. This was a movie that now that this movie's come out, this is your time to shine. And of course, Cleveland.
Yeah, the only thing there's two unfortunate things about this movie. Number one, it's based on a Cleveland team, and number two, it got the real Indians to play well. And it was like they started making their run right after this. Right. After this first movie came out, all of a sudden the Indians became relevant again and became good. So
shortly thereafter, it took them a little while.
Those are the two reasons why that movie's not in my top 10. Right. Anyway, go ahead.
Killer mentions Blindside, but Blindside was in both of our top 5s or top 10s.
Yeah, they're both in the top. I had Blindside at number I did not have Blindside in my top 10.
Oh, you
I
did
had
not.
Blindside as a honorable mention. That's
As
a
an
great
honorable
movie,
mention.
though.
Okay, but it was my number 5. So is it on me now?
Yep, you're up.
Yeah. He also says Sandra Bullock. Yeah. Okay, dude, you need help. I'm going to go with Blue Chips.
Blue Chips. Yeah.
This is
That's a
another
good movie.
basketball movie.
Mhm.
Shaq is actually in this one. I'm trying to think of the coach who played the coach in this one. I cannot off the top of my head. This is just a phenomenal how corrupt college sports can get.
Yes. Yes.
Because their football team was paying for a bunch, and this guy did not want to start paying players.
This is a really good movie, but it's not the kind of movie that makes you feel good about sports.
No, it does.
It's not a warm and fuzzy.
It does, but it doesn't.
It's not a warm and fuzzy.
Because this guy went against his ethics and started paying these players so that he could be relevant again. And then at the end of the movie, this is where you would feel better. He walks away from it because his ethics stepped back up.
Yep, absolutely. So that part's good. But
yeah, but the rest of it, yeah. But this is a film that I do recommend to people in that, because it does show how college sports can get corrupt.
Right. Next, I have a really fun movie. It's just another series like Major League, but this had more movies in it, and it's old school. Diamondback might be too young to remember this. The Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears. Of course, I remembered this one. Oh my God!
It's a bunch of baseball kids playing baseball. Little League Baseball.
Little League Baseball,
and the adventures they have going all over the world. That one part when they're in Houston. And the fans start screaming, "Let them play! Let them play!"
Yes,
I'll never forget that. That was awesome.
Yeah, there are several different older movies, the older ones. They redid it with. Once again, I get the actor's name's leaving me. Anyways, so they did do a remake of that, and it was just as good. But these kids, yeah, they did 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, at least
with
3 or 4.
with the original.
And they're just funny as heck.
Yeah,
I mean, hysterical. The issues and stuff that kids
they
get
did, and
the adults in the movie
biting. The kids were like fighting amongst
right
themselves, let alone the other team.
Yeah, they are the Bad News Bears after all.
And they couldn't win there in the beginning, and then he turns the team around.
So what do you got next?
Well, you've left me no choice but to mention this one.
Well, then I'll just do it.
All right.
Are we talking about Mighty Ducks?
Yes, the Mighty Ducks.
In the series.
All the whole series. The whole series is good.
I have one more after this too, by the way, but go ahead.
Okay, but yeah, that's the last one that's on my list. As far as that goes, I mean, there's a lot of films.
By the way, like I said, this is not inclusive by any means. I'm sure there's too many movies we forgot.
Oh yeah, There's Killer saying "Remember the Titans." That was one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, we both had that.
We both had that on there. He mentioned Sandlot.
Yeah, Sandlot's a great movie.
And Coach Carter.
Yeah.
Coach Carter I have not seen.
Created Sandlot is killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls.
Killing me, Smalls. Yeah.
Great line. My other movie, Angels in the Outfield.
Angels in the Outfield, yes. This is.
I had a little help with that one. I had an assist.
You had
I
an
had an assist with that one.
Okay.
You know, from someone that can't come up with 10, but she came up with this one. Angels in the Outfield. Yes.
Yeah.
So, great movie. Great movie.
Yeah, no, that's definitely there. I mean,
I think it's time for the big reveal.
Okay.
Number 1. And I'll go first.
Let's just go at the same time.
Yeah, because we kind of talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I think we both.
It's there.
I think it's a 4-letter word that's a name.
Yes.
And he played at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yes.
Yeah. And I think it's Rudy. Rudy. Yes, Rudy is number 1. And this film is
Killer. You should have thought of that. That was going to be at our top because it's college football.
College football. That's right. College football. And there's 2 teams Iconic watches every Saturday for sure.
Yeah.
Ohio State and Notre Dame. And then if I got time, Alabama.
If this doesn't show something right here because there is a movie out there with Paul Bear Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen it, and I can't think of the name of the actual film.
Right.
But it's where he is with Texas A&M.
Oh, okay.
It's, so I'm trying.
It's before
before
Bama.
he actually started coaching for Bama, because he coached for Kentucky, was his first job. He had a couple other jobs, went to Texas A&M, and we stole him from Texas A&M.
Let's talk about the movie that ended up number 1 first of all, before we get into all that, Diamondback. So, Rudy, if you guys have not seen this movie, please see this movie if you're a sports fan at all, because this is about a kid who doesn't get a scholarship to play at Notre Dame. He walks onto the team. He has to fight his way onto the team. He has to go to junior college and do a bunch of other things. And this kid is the biggest Notre Dame fan you're ever going to meet.
Yeah.
And we don't want to give away too much if you haven't seen this film, but let's just say his wishes come true. And this kid, I mean, for the whole crowd to be going, Rudy, 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 like that, was amazing. What a great film. You guys need to do yourselves a favor and watch this movie. I try to watch this every year before college football gets started because it gets me fired up. And even though Ohio State's my favorite team, Notre Dame's right there for me as well at number 2. So, but what a great movie. Great movie. So, you got anything more to say about that movie?
You just summed it up. I mean, it's a great movie about this kid's journey.
Yeah.
And it's based off a true story.
Perseverance. Not giving up. With
his father telling him.
Yeah.
Quit. You're not going to do it. No.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you come and see it if I'm actually in the game, that I'm on the sideline.
Right.
And he ends up doing it. And then his brother was a big non-supporter of him.
Right.
As I said, not giving anything away from it.
Yeah, it's just a great movie. I mean, I'm sure most people who are into sports have seen this movie. Yeah. It's another one of those quote movies because of that Rudy line and a few other lines in the movie. When he stands up in the locker room and starts doing that, we're going to win one for the Gipper speech.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. And he does it perfectly. He's got it memorized, and it is just amazing how much of a fan this kid is.
This kid was.
And how much he wants to play for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And
he didn't have the slightest size.
Yeah. Well, and like that, and when that maintenance guy looks at him and says, "You're 5'0" and you're 100 what makes you think you can get to play for Notre Dame?"
Right.
He challenges him. And I don't think it was because he didn't believe in him. I think that guy believed in him.
Well, he believed in him because he's seen his passion. When that locker room scene that you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's seen that passion.
Right.
And the movie that I was thinking about is Junction Boys.
Junction Boys, which I've seen that.
It's a good movie. It's that there. And one that's really not considered a sports film also has a Paul Bear Bryant in it. Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Plays for the best team in the land.
Well, anyway. His best team in the land. Oh, Clemson. Anyway, so soon to be the Ohio State University. But that's for another show. And speaking of another show, when do we get back and do this again, Diamondback? We talked about this a few moments ago.
I don't know. Maybe
Tuesday?
Next Tuesday?
Tuesday. Yeah, let's go with Tuesday. We're going to do a normal show on Tuesday, everybody, instead of doing our show on Sunday. We're going to take Sunday night off. We're going to do a show on Tuesday night from, let's say, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. around that time period.
Yeah, because we're going to call it a short week. Because we're not going to come back on Thursday.
Right. The Iconic Drew has plans next Thursday night. I have a date, so I will not be able to do a show next Thursday, which is absolutely fine. Looking forward to the date, actually. But next Tuesday night, we will do a normal show from around 6 p.m. to around 8 p.m. And, of course, it'll be on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. And we'll have the phone number out there.
Yep.
Sorry we weren't able to connect with whoever called in.
That probably was somebody that was just spot calling me. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be.
Killer's mentioning the Express.
I've seen that.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
movie too. Wasn't there a movie too with where there was the inmates playing the guards?
That's The Longest Yard.
Longest Yard. That is Longest Yard. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Ernie Davis story is another one that he's mentioning.
Okay. All right. So Diamondback, we'll let you say goodbye first, and then I'll say goodbye, and we'll see everybody next Tuesday.
To everybody out there in the Twitch world, just let us know how we're doing. Give us some feedback. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, everything that you want to do there. More than welcome to. Thank you, or all of you that's chimed in.
Okay. Thank you, Diamondback. And this has been a fun show to do tonight. We'll definitely do more of these topic type shows. It's a lot of fun to just throw out a top 10 or a top 4 and discuss it. So, but we do want to thank everybody for who's tuned in tonight, who's made comments. As I always say at the end of every show, this is what I want to do for a living someday, and I need your feedback. I want to know how I'm doing, what I can improve on, what you like, what you don't like, and that way I can improve and get better at this, because this is what I want to do for a living. Diamondback's found his career, and he does it every day, and he is just a good friend and willing to help me out, so I appreciate that. I cut with Diamondback throughout the show, but we're just good friends that can get away with that. But once again, as we sign off, I do want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight, and keep watching sports and sports movies.